and welcome back. Retired happy friend Carolyn from Mississippi. So welcome back to our channel. This is Sunday, October the 5th, and we are getting ready for the first week in October. So today after church I came home and I wanted something quick and easy and nutritious. So today we are making scrambled egg quesadillas. So they're quick, they're easy, and it was so good. I cooked it up within about 5 minutes. The thing that took the longest was like getting all of my ingredients together and getting everything ready to cook it. So the actual cooking and the actual eating didn't take very long at all. But I put it with my basic dip, my most favorite dip, the salsa and the sour cream with the corn chips. So that recipe, the recipe for the dip is in the Cooking with Maggie cookbook, and this has just basic, simple recipes. I don't use a lot of mixes. I don't use a lot of already prepared ingredients. Occasionally, I will use a can of mushroom soup. Occasionally, I'll use a cake mix, but mostly my cooking is just basic ingredients, what you have in your pantry, what you already have on hand. It's good, it's nutritious, and easy to cook. And the recipes that are not in the Cooking with Maggie cookbook, I am making a new collection of recipes, and it's going to be the Retired Happy cookbook when I get everything together, probably about a year, and I'll feature all of the recipes that we're fixing here. So right now, the Cooking with Maggie's on my Etsy shop, along with my two Maggie's storybooks. These are children's books that I've written about Maggie, the Maggie's Neighborhood, the Christmas in Maggie's Neighborhood, and then the one that is the Basic Manners for Preschoolers, Pass the Pickles Please. This was a really fun little book to write. And I did do all of the illustrations and the paintings in this one. And it just teaches the 5 basic manners for preschoolers. Please, thank you, no thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. So that was fun to write. Also on my Etsy store are my quilted heart note cards and my regular watercolor note cards. So those are all. I've given instructions so that anybody who wants to, can make the quilted hearts. So look back on my past videos, and if you want to make the quilted hearts, the instructions are on that video. I did my cover, and all I did was just make a design, and then I print it on cardstock. I make my quilted heart and put the quilted heart. So it's blank on the inside, so you can write whatever message you want to, whether it's happy birthday, or I get well soon, or just thinking of you. Now yesterday, Maizie and I took a little road trip, and we went to Clinton. I had to go to the cemetery, which is out close to Clinton, to check on my mother and daddy and grandmother and granddaddy. In other words, our family cemetery plots. So Maizie and I took a little road trip. I'm going to show you a little bit of downtown Clinton. It's a very historic old little town, and it's really interesting. It's where Mississippi College is. It's a Baptist supported college and institution, and it's where I went and got my BS degree in education. So I have a lot of ties and a lot of fond memories of Clinton. They have the brick street, and I show you the brick streets in downtown, and they have in the fall and then at Christmas the brick street market. And I used to, when I was much younger and could do all of this, took my table and my tent and took my books, and I had some smocked items and set up a booth at the little craft show. And it was just so much fun. I took my camera and took pictures of the mamas and children and the dogs, and it was a real family affair. So anyway, Maizie and I are going to show you a little bit of downtown Clinton, and I'll show you a little bit of the cemetery where most of my family is, and I hope you enjoy this. We're going down the Natchez Trace, but we'll go from the Ridgeland area south on the Natchez Trace this time, but we will exit at Clinton and go on our little road trip down there. Well, I did this part earlier, but when I got ready to put all my recordings together, this one was not there. So evidently my camera was not turned on. So this is take 2 of this little section. So I wanted to share with you my knitting, my socks, and I am very, very pleased with it. So this is how far I've gotten, and I have about 5 more rows on the top. Yeah, this is the top. So I have about 5 more rows on the top to do the ribbing, and then I'll be ready to start the knit stitch all the way down to the heel. So I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm just so exciting. My last knitting project was with the bamboo needles, and this time Beverly gave me these. This is the little circular needle to do the socks, and these are metal. So I'm finding that the yarn slips up and down on it very easily to knit, but also the stitches slip off of it off the end very easily. So I have to be very, very careful that I don't lose my stitches and drop stitches. But it's starting to stripe. This is the ball of yarn that I got at Beverly's shop at the Southern Needle in Ridgeland. So now it's starting to stripe, and I'm just excited, so excited about it. And the other thing, and I was going to tell you, this is, in case you missed it, I'm using the vanilla sock pattern from Crochet Object. Now she has changed the name of her channel, and this used to be the name of it, and now she has changed it to M Days. So this is Mo. She lives in Israel, and I have been watching her for several years now and following her channel. So I really, really enjoy seeing what all she's doing. She does knitting and crochet and puts it all together. So y'all let me know who are experienced knitters. I think I've asked you before, but one more time because I'm getting close now. Should I do the heel and try to do that, or should I just keep knitting and make a tube sock this first time? Let me know. Okay, now after that, I think I shared my thankful for the day. And my thankful for the day is that yesterday and Friday, I was having a lot of trouble seeing with my eyes when I would get out and drive. And Maizie and I were going out about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We were going to go out and walk, and I was taking her to another place that we like to go, and I couldn't see. The headlights and the sun shining, reflecting on the backs of the cars was so much. I had to turn around and go home. And then yesterday it was pretty bad. Today it has not been as bad, but my history is I had cataract surgery on both eyes in January and February, or maybe it was February and March of 2024. And this one went fine. 2 weeks later I had this eye done, and during the surgery it got infected. And from Wednesday until Sunday, well, actually Monday morning, I lost all vision in this eye due to an infection. So I had to go to the retina specialist, get antibiotic injections, prednisone injections in my eye. Slowly my vision returned, and it is only through answered prayer, and God healed my eye. No doubt, I firmly believe it. God healed my eye where I can see again. So I'm going to call the eye doctor tomorrow and see what's causing all that starring and blurring, because it was so much worse than it was before I ever had my cataract surgery. And that was the main reason I had cataract surgery to begin with, is because I couldn't see to drive home from church after dusk. So that's my thankful for today, is that it is better today, and I am going to check with the eye doctor tomorrow. Now the good word for today, and a lot of times I get my good word for the day from our children's message at our church. We have a lady who is very, very good with the children, and she gives such good messages in simple, easy to understand language. So today she shared with the children who were sitting down around her about a trip she took to Washington. And when she was in Washington, they went to visit where a volcano had erupted, and the lava came down and it formed like a tunnel. So she showed the picture of the tunnel from the outside, and where it had cooled on the inner core, there was a tunnel that had developed. So the outside was a tunnel, and then in the middle was a really dark circle going into the tunnel. So that's what you saw from the outside. So she didn't go inside. She was leery of doing that. So she gave her sister the camera and asked her to take a picture inside the tunnel looking out. So when her sister was inside the tunnel and took a picture looking out, what she saw was a big opening and a very, very bright light. So her message was, it depends on which perspective on life you're taking. Are you on the outside where what you see is a dark hole you're afraid to go into? Or are you on the inside looking out where there is a bright light and there's hope and light at the end of the tunnel? It's kind of like the coffee cup on your perspective on life. You can look at the coffee cup and either it's half full or it's half empty. So that was the good word for today. We have to, in these troubled times, every time I turn on the television, there's bad news. We all know that. And we're being bombarded daily with bad news, a catastrophe, a killing, a murder, whatever, bad news. So we, as believers in Jesus Christ, we have to keep our focus upward and know where our hope lies. And we have to look at the positive side and look at the light at the end of the tunnel and look from the inside looking out, that we know where we're going, and not be afraid to enter that dark hole and that dark cave, because once we get in, we can look outside and know there is hope. Now the other part that didn't record was I was telling you about watching Rockstar Mom. Patty is her name, and she has a channel. Her name is Rockstar Mom, and her name is Patty. I have been watching her for 3 or 4 years maybe now, following her channel. And 2 days ago, the name of her video that day was My Elf Face, E-L-F, and she does makeup. She was doing a Get Dressed With Me. And since we've been talking about makeup, and I have on my Revlon Color Stay, and I really, really like it. I think that's going to be my go-to foundation now. But since we were talking about e.l.f., she was using the Soft Glam, and I think this may be where my recorded video takes up. But watch her. She does a total face makeup, Getting Dressed With Me. I like her a lot. She's 82 years old, and she has been doing this for, I think she's had her YouTube channel for maybe 10, 15 years, a long time. She likes to do videos on makeup and getting dressed that's economically priced, budget friendly. And this one, she has a container that has all e.l.f. products. So she used the e.l.f. foundation, the e.l.f. eye, and so I think you'd enjoy it. If you're interested in makeup, if you're interested in helping our face to look the best it can at 80, 70, 60, 90. I'm on my way to 90. My little neighbor down the street I share food with is 95. And she looks just as good as me, and she has more energy than I do. So anyway, we have to think young, act young, and be young. We cannot give in to these years that are creeping up on us and give up and say, I'm old. We have to think young and stay active. So thank you all. And she was using the e.l.f. Soft Glam. So I thought you might be just interested in watching how she does her makeup. She's 82. She lives in Florida. Her first name is Patty. And I've been watching her since she was a blonde. And she used to be an airline stewardess. Now I'm going to show you my finished projects of my chair arm and my sofa arm covers because I love them. And I'm just going to show you how mine came out. And if you're interested, there was not really a pattern. What I did was measure my sofa arm and chair arm on how long it needed to be, and that's how many stitches, how long I made my chain. And then I just started working. I use half double crochet. I use the I Love This cotton yarn to make them with, and then I made it long enough to go over my sofa and chair arm down the side. And then when I got to the end, I did a single crochet all the way around it and pulled in the corners so that it will fit over the end of the chair. So I'm going to show you that. That's a finished product. I'm slowly finishing some of my other projects while I start some new projects because I'm just loving my learning, starting to knit my socks. So I'm going to show you that. I think that's all I needed to, or was planning to tell you today. So you'll be seeing this on Monday, and we are hoping we get some rain. The temperature is cooling off a little bit, but we're still very, very, very dry. And then I will see you again on Thursday. And I hope you enjoy this little quick, easy, satisfying, nutritious lunch for meal for lunch today with the scrambled egg. I would call it quesadilla, but it's a scrambled egg quesadilla. I use 2 flour tortillas, so I'll show you how I make it. And we will get on with Sunday lunch after I show you my chair arm covers. So this is one sofa arm cover. This is the other sofa arm cover. That's Maisie's blanket she lays on right next to where I sit. So setting things on it and just propping my arm on it, it does absorb the oil from my arms and helps keep my upholstery clean. So check that out and see if you are interested in crocheting. They go quick, they go easy, it's mindless. I can do it while watching TV and I don't have to watch every stitch. This is my recliner arm cover, and then the other recliner arm cover. And I just love them because every time I sit down, I put my arms up on the arms of my sofa, and it keeps all the oil or dust or whatever's on my arms from rubbing off on my upholstery. And the cotton yarn is going to be gentle wash, so I will be able to wash them. Well, I just got home from church, so today for lunch I'm going to be fixing quesadillas. I want something quick, I want something easy that's going to be good. So I'm going to be using flour tortillas. So I have 2 flour tortillas ready, and I'm going to put some butter in my pan and start the butter to melt so I can fry the tortillas. I'll do the first one on both sides. So I'll put the first, as soon as my butter gets warm and my pan gets hot, I'm going to put my flour tortilla in, and I'm going to brown the first one on both sides, put it on the plate, and then put the other one in and cook it on one side. Now my pan is hot, and I'm using the Blue Diamond skillet. It's a non-stick skillet. I have a big one and I have a smaller one because I really like the Blue Diamond. So I'm going to put 1 flour tortilla on the butter and let it cook and fry. It will get puffy and then get crispy on both sides. And then after that one gets crispy, I'm going to put it on my plate and put the second one in, and then I'll be ready to build my quesadilla. So the tortilla is already starting to puff up. It doesn't take it very long. And they're already cooked, so I don't really need to cook it. I'm just toasting it on both sides and getting it hot. That way when I put my egg in my pan, it won't take but just a minute for the whole thing to cook. Okay, so there's my tortilla. It's toasted on one side. It's going to be such a good lunch, and it's so quick and easy. When I get home from church, I really don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking, so this is going to be a quick and easy lunch. I'm going to put just a little bit more butter in my skillet and put the other tortilla in. I'm going to turn my heat down to medium. I don't want it to burn, I just want it to toast on both sides. Now while this one is in the pan, I'm going to add 1 egg. I have my Monterey Jack pepper cheese I'm going to put on top of the egg, and then I have my salsa. So now that tortilla has already puffed up. And my pan is a little too hot, so I'm turning my heat down under my tortilla. Okay. Now it's getting crispy on both sides. And I'm going to put my egg in a little bowl and mix it up. So I'm going to beat my egg, and that's just 1 whole egg. Beat it real good so the white and the yolk are mixed up good. Okay. Now the tortilla's done on that side. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit more and go ahead and add my egg. I'm just going to pour it on top of the tortilla. Going to lift the tortilla and let the egg run under it. This cooks really fast, so before you start, be sure and have everything out and ready. It just doesn't take long at all to cook. And that's what makes it so good after church on Sunday, because it cooks so fast. Okay, now my egg is done, so now it is time to add my cheese on top of the egg. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the burner off because everything is cooked now. And so I'm going to add some pecani sauce on top of the cheese. And now add the first tortilla that I've already cooked on top of that one. And we're almost ready to eat. It's just that quick. And all we're doing now is just letting the cheese inside get warm enough that it can melt. 2 tortilla shells, 2 eggs beaten, your sliced pepper jack cheese, and pecani sauce, and that is done. Now, how quick and easy and nutritious is that for a Sunday lunch? So there it is. It is cooked. I'm going to take my knife and go ahead and cut it. Now, to go with it, I really don't need a lot else. So I have my favorite dip in all the dips that I have ever had is the half pecani sauce and half sour cream. And to me, that is the best dip. Now, I'm going to take my corn chips and my dip to the table. I'm not going to put it on top of my tortilla, but there it is. It is done. It's ready. 5 minutes or less. So now I have my dip, and this is half pecani sauce, half sour cream. And I'm going to put my corn chips on my plate to go with the dipping sauce, and that's my lunch for today. So I know you will love this recipe. It is so good. And this dip and the corn chips. And that's my Sunday lunch. It is ready to go eat. So I have my dip, my quesadilla, and my corn chips. Now you can take your quesadilla if you want to and dip it in that dipping sauce, because that makes it also good. So there's my quesadilla. Going to dip it in the sauce. Good. Good, good. I know you're going to like this, and you can't beat it for a quick, nutritious meal. Good for a quick supper, quick lunch, especially coming in after church. I want something good and quick. So I hope you enjoy this. Have a good Sunday afternoon. Now my lunch is over, and it's time for a little something good to eat, a little bit of dessert. So I have my Bluebell ice cream, my very favorite flavor, the homemade vanilla, and a little bit of peanut butter. So this is my favorite dessert this summer. It has been a standby and gotten me through the summer. So my Bluebell homemade ice cream with a little bit of peanut butter, and I just mix that all up. Now, I have sometimes put some chocolate syrup on it, and it makes it more like a Butterfinger Blizzard if I put a little bit of chocolate syrup over it. So this is my dessert for today, and if you haven't tried this, it's really, really good. Peanut butter ice cream. Well, today is Saturday, October the 4th, and it's a beautiful fall day. The sky is blue. The temperature this morning, I think, was about 64, and it was really nice and cool outside. Really too cool to sit outside in a short sleeve. So Maizie and I are going on a little road trip today. Aren't we, Maizie? So we're going on a road trip. So what we're going to do is get back on the Natchez Trace right here. And this time we're going to go south on the Natchez Trace, which I'll take you up starting in Ridgeland. We'll go across the interstate, and we're going to go to Clinton, Mississippi. Now, Clinton, Mississippi is a nice old town. It has Brick Street. They have a craft festival there called the Brick Street Market. And when I was younger, I used to take my books and some of the other things that I did and have a booth out on the Brick Street. So it was a lot of fun. I had a table and a tent over it. Families would come, moms and dads with their children, with their dogs on a leash. And I used to take pictures of the dogs and the children because it was just so much fun, family days out. So we're going to go and see what's going on in downtown Clinton. Hopefully we can get some lunch. I'm going to go to the cemetery. It's our family cemetery in Clinton. Check on my mom and dad and put some fall flowers out. And I'll show you where I went to college too. Mississippi College is in Clinton. So I'm going to turn you around now. The traffic's pretty heavy. Lots and lots of people are out on this beautiful fall day. I'm going to turn you around so you can see where we're going. We won't have any water. This will be more just open farmland and fields. Okay, here we go. We're going south on the Natchez Trace, leaving Ridgeland, going away from the reservoir, And this is still the parkway. It's controlled by the National Park Services. Speed limit is 50 miles an hour. No trucks and commercial vehicles are allowed. So we're getting ready to go over the interstate now. And when you look over to the right, you will see Renaissance Shopping Center, where Maizie and I went for a walk one Sunday afternoon. It's really, really a pretty shopping center, well kept up, beautiful flowers and landscaping. So the shopping center is this. We're over the interstate now, and the shopping center was right down the interstate. So now we're back on the Natchez Trace. You can see some of the leaves are beginning to get some color, some fall color, which is great. I'm so ready for beautiful fall color. But we'll just take you along and let you look at some of the scenery. You will see a lot of the split rail fencing, but not as much as going up on the north, going north. Now this is a historic marker, and what it is, I'm not really sure. Let's see if we can read that sign. What does that say? Choctaw Agency. So there were a lot of Native Americans, a lot of Indians settled in this area. So Natchez was an Indian tribe, the Choctaws were an Indian tribe, and the Choctaws still have a big reservation over around Philadelphia, Mississippi. So I hope you enjoy this little scenic drive today and this little road trip that Maizie and I are going to take you along on with us. On our exit, we're going to exit at the Clinton Visitor Center. So this is where we are getting off the Natchez Trace. And along the highway, there have been lots and lots and lots of just what we call goldenrod. It is a weed that grows in the fall, and it's a beautiful golden color. There's some right over there. But oh my goodness, it causes allergies in the fall. So goldenrod, and then along the highway there's also kind of a real feathery, pretty white plant blooming, and that's called ragweed. And that also causes lots and lots of allergy problems in the fall. We're getting into the cemetery. This is our family cemetery, and I'm coming to check on my mom and dad and grandmother and granddaddy's resting place. And this is Lakewood, so it's a really cemetery. My family has been here ever since we moved down to this area, and they have done a lot of upkeep and changing on it over the years, but it's still a pretty area. We just have to come way on back over here. This is also a very large cemetery, and I don't know how old it is, but it has been here a long, long time, over 100 years, I'm sure. So this is our street, and we will park and go find my mom and dad. Just look at these old, beautiful, beautiful oak trees. They are so pretty. We had, when Katrina came through, a lot of these big old, beautiful trees were blown down up close to the entrance. But in our section, we still have these beautiful live oak trees. And everything is well maintained. I've taken care of my mother and daddy, and now I'm going to go up and check on my grandmother and granddaddy. This is the area through here where, when Hurricane Katrina came through, it spun a tornado and ripped up so many of these big, beautiful live oak trees. So it just left a real open area going through. But that's the way it goes. So while I was here, there was a beautiful magnolia tree over close to one of my grave sites. And I was able to pick up some magnolia pods. So we'll take these home and we will make some angels. I'll show you how to make angels out of the magnolia pods. So these are really nice ones. So we're going to take those home and work on them. College buildings. And we're going back over to the Brick Street area. And I would like to find a parking place. There's a bicycle on the corner. We'll see if we can find a parking place somewhere where we can walk down the street. Burgers. I don't think that little restaurant is open, or we would stop and eat in there. And here's some of the beautiful homes down in the historic area. And I hope you can see the Brick Street. There's a bike. There's a bike over on that corner. And there's a pretty home. That's Tanglewood. And right here is Whitewater's studio. So it says it's open, so I would really like to go in and see if he's in his shop. A lot of these little shops look like they're closed today. There's a cute little bicycle on the corner. Okay, this car is not going, so we will go. So I would like to eat at that little restaurant, but it's in the sun. So this is just a really beautiful part of town. There's the sign that says Old Town Brick Street. So we're going to go down this way. Now, Mississippi College football team is the Choctaws, and they are having Choctaw Day over here. A lot of the fraternities and sororities have booths, and they're having some of their fall activities outdoors, which it's a beautiful day for outdoor activities of any kind. And this is Jefferson Street. This is going to be one of the main streets. And this is City Hall. Looks like they have their big old scarecrow out there getting ready for fall. I hope you can see the front of the college. That Nelson Hall is the main building, but the trees have grown up so much we can't really see it. There's a cute little bicycle over on that corner. All of these are classrooms, and this is the science building on the right, the art building on the left. You can see a little bit of Nelson Hall. It's a very historic old college. It used to be Hillman College many, many, many years ago. So it says it was founded in 1826. Is the oldest Mississippi senior college under Baptist control. Those little bikes look like they had a wreck. Looks like 3 or 4 of those piled up. Here's the little train depot, and they have lots of bikes out. Right now, Maizie and I are looking for a picnic area and a place where we can stop and eat lunch. And I've seen several restaurants, but not really a park where we can go and sit outside and eat, because it is such a beautiful day. Here's another really pretty old home. We're back in the historic area again, and we're still looking for a park and a place to sit down and eat. Well, Maisie and I are on our way home. We're going to go back down the trace. Oh, Maisie, so we did what we needed to do at the cemetery, but my plan for eating a picnic or eating lunch outside didn't work out. So we did not find a park anywhere. We didn't find a restaurant we could sit out on the porch and eat. So we're going home. Maisie, you ready to go home? Huh? You ready to go home? We still had a fun day getting out. There's a field of goldenrod. Well, Maisie and I have made it back home almost. We're to the end. Well, we're to the section of the Natchez Trace where we're going to have to exit to go to our house. And there are so many activities, outdoor activities going on today. There's a cruising where they have all of the antique cars up in Madison. The Mississippi State Fair is in full swing down at the Coliseum, and just people are out enjoying this beautiful weather. You can see how heavy the traffic is now. And the goldenrod is out and blooming, making everybody sniffle, even though it's pretty to look at. The goldenrod, the ragweed, everything is blooming and everything is dry. The sun's going down, and that's my big, beautiful tree. Yeah, Maisie, it's a good girl. Let's go over here and sit down so Mama can water the flowers. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Whoa, right here. We're going to stay right here. Beautiful little petunias are doing better now that the temperature is cooler. Hey, Maze, you ready to go inside? Here, it's getting dark. Yeah. Look, there's a full moon tonight. I hope you can see the beautiful full moon. The sun's already gone down, and now the moon is slowly rising in the east, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful fall night outside.